Hello and welcome to another edition of Plumbing Solutions Educational Series. In this episode I want to talk about your copper cutters. Now this is a close quarter copper cutter. There's different varieties of these, but this is a wheel type cutter. It has its purpose. We don't really use these a whole lot anymore in the residential side, except for maybe cutting off a copper tub spout every now and again. But you might run into some commercial work where they require copper and you'll need one of these. We also use these to cut CSST, which is corrugated stainless steel tubing. It's the new gas line stuff out there. There's a couple different varieties, track pipe and so on. But you will use one of these to cut that. The only difference is instead of the little copper wheel in here, you're going to want to get a stainless steel cutting wheel to cut on that stainless steel tubing. Now you could cut this stuff with a sawzall, you could cut it with a hacksaw, but it's gonna leave a pretty nasty edge around there, which is something you're gonna have to clean up if you're gonna be sweating on this or connecting this with the new stuff that's like an O-ring with a lock washer or lock nut on it. Those little burrs will cut through your O-rings and it'll make for a nasty solder joint. But the wheel cutters, they give you a nice smooth edge that's pretty much ready to go. It's clean, it's straight, and you're not gonna have to do much with it. Now, as far as the history on these things go, there's not really any one person that's accredited to it. It's probably something that just kind of evolved in the industry. Maybe there was a guy who invented it, but he just faded off into obscurity. The other one that I have here, where this one you're going to have to crank it, this is called a speed cutter because it just locks on. There's no cranking or turning, but this one is not adjustable. You're going to have to buy one of these for each size pipe. This one just so happens to be for 3/4. These are easy to use, but like I said, they're not adjustable. You're going to have to get one for each type of pipe. And it goes in there, it locks in there. There's arrows on this thing all the way around to tell you which way to turn it. You're going to get that guy going. And she's giving me a little trouble here. But it is going to cut a nice little groove all the way around, and it probably get to a point and pop off of here. There it goes. And that's how to use that one. Now this one here, you can cut anywhere from 1/8 of an inch all the way up to 1 1/8 inches with this one. Now there are much bigger ones if you're cutting, say, some 4-inch pipe, but pretty much with the invention of PEX, copper in those larger sizes is really fading away because of the cost. Now with this guy, you're going to have to spin that wheel and adjust him out, and when you get this guy to cut, you're going to have to line him up in those two little wheels at the bottom, and same method here. You just spin it, give it a little turn, spin it again, give it a little turn. And now this one you can work it in any direction because it's not spring loaded or anything. You're kind of just doing all the work by turning it here. You can go as fast or slow as you want to with it. It's going to produce about the same kind of cut. But you're going to want just a simple little copper cutter in your tool bag. You never know what you're going to use it for. I have actually used these to cut bolts for shower trims. But that's about all. It's kind of a single use thing. And it does cut us a nice clean edge. I would recommend, before you do anything with this, to sand that on down to get some of that outer coating off so you get a good sweat or a good seal with those O-rings. But there you have it, your copper cutters.